Hi everyone, it's Dr. Mergel, and welcome to this short tutorial on formatting a Chicago-style paper using Microsoft Word. The first thing that you will want to consider when getting ready to format your paper are the basic guidelines we follow with Chicago style. This includes things like title page, font, margin, page numbers, spacing, and footnote and bibliography. All properly formatted title pages include the title of the essay in all caps, your name, the course number, and the date. Most Chicago-style papers are in Times New Roman font or another serif font, that means kind of fancy font by the way, like Cambria or Georgia. More than anything else though, font consistency, in other words, the same font all the way through the paper, is important. Your margins should be set at 1-inch margins. That way, you will approximately get about 250 words per page. Under page numbers, the page number should be flush right, that means in the top right-hand corner, and should begin with 1 on the first full page of text. Unlike MLA, you do not include your last name with the page number. The body of your paper should be double-spaced. But your footnote entries, your bibliography, and your title page should be single-spaced. With the footnotes, each note should have a first line indent and have be single-spaced and with a line break after each note. The bibliography has a hanging indent, is single-spaced, and has a line break after each entry. This image shows you sort of the sample body of the paper. You will notice it's double-spaced. There is an indent with a new paragraph, and you have a first line indent and line spaces after the footnote entries. This is the sample page of a bibliography. Once again, here you will see that there is a hanging indent and a line space after each entry. Once you have created a new Microsoft Word document, there are several things you can do to ensure that you submit a properly formatted Chicago-style paper. The first thing you want to do is make sure that your font is a serif font like Times New Roman, Georgia, or Cambria. The easiest way to do this and ensure font consistency is to find the Styles area on the Home tab in Microsoft Word, find the normal style, and right-click on it. When you do that, choose Modify from the drop-down menu. And then, on the screen, you can change the formatting of the font to Times New Roman and the size of the font to 12, and click OK. Then your font will change to Times New Roman. The next thing you will want to do is check your page margins. Underneath the recording bar is the Page Layout tab. If you click there, you can find where to change your margins. From the drop-down menu, select Normal, which is 1 inch all the way around. Go back to the Home tab, and then you can work on your title page. About 1/3 of the way down the paper, you will want to put the title of your paper. It should be in the center, so from the paragraph menu, choose Center, and then type your title. Now your title should be in all caps, so if you select the title, from the font menu, you can choose all caps. About 2/3 the way down the paper, also centered, you want to put your name, course information, and date. And now you have a properly formatted title page. The next thing you will want to do is make sure the body of your paper is formatted correctly. Now, assuming you haven't typed anything, you can just do this at the start of the page. But to show you how it looks, I've included some text. So to properly format it, I'm going to select all of the text and choose the paragraph settings. There, I'm going to do first line indent, 0 spacing after, and double spacing for line spacing, and click OK. Now you have a properly formatted body of the paper. Finally, you'll want to check, well, not quite finally, but almost finally, you'll want to check the settings for inserting footnotes. Now, to insert a footnote, you will go to the References tab and click on Insert Footnote. Now you can see I have a footnote at the bottom of the page. I'm just going to paste something in to show you what's going to happen. Now, to properly format your footnote, you're going to want to do one of two things. You can right-click anywhere in the footnote area and click Style, and you can then click Modify. Here, you will want to click Format and Paragraph. Under Special, click First Line Indent, and under Spacing, set the spacing at 12 point. That will give you a line break after every note. Click OK, and then click Apply, and now it is first line indented, and if you put another note in, it will have a line break between the two notes. You can also change the formatting of your footnote by manually selecting all of the text and using the ruler bar to set the margin, and by manually line breaking after every note. The last thing that you will want to do before turning in your paper is format your bibliography. Once again, I have included some text. Here, the font change did not take effect, but you'll get the idea anyway. First, in the center of the page, you will want to type bibliography. It should be bolded and all caps. For the bibliography section of the paper, you want it to have a line break after each, and you want it to be a hanging indent. So you can set that under the paragraph menu by clicking Hanging Indent and 12 after, and click OK. And now you have a properly formatted bibliography as well. The last thing you need to do is insert page numbers. Now, students often find this a little bit tricky because in Chicago style, your page number needs to start on page 1 with the first full page of text. But Microsoft Word does not default to that setting. So, to insert the page numbers correctly, double-click on the header area of your paper. Now, the first thing you want to do when you're on the second page of the paper, now you have to do this on the second page, not the first page, is click Different First Page, so that when you insert the page number, it will not show on the first page of the paper. And then go to the Page Numbers menu, choose Top of the Page, and select the option for Flush Right, which is usually plain number 3. Now you see that the page number has inserted, but it's starting on page 2. And as I mentioned, you want it on page 1. So highlight the page number and right-click. Then choose Format Page Numbers from the drop-down menu, and instead of Continue from Previous Section, click Start At, and instead of 1, choose 0, and click OK. Now you can see on the first page there is no page number. But if you go down to the second page, you will see page number 1. And if you go down again to the third page, you'll see page 2. And the last page of our current document, of course, is page 3 with our bibliography.